musical. Well, before that's how I used to think high school would be like. Turns out you cannot sing randomly in the corridors. Well, today I'm going to talk a little bit about how was my first impressions of high school in 2025 during the first semester. But first, of course, I'll have to talk a little bit about myself, because you cannot know my experience without knowing who I am. So, this is me. My name is this really long name, Maria Luísa Zambonaggio de Andrade da Casario Moreira, but all my friends just call me Malu. I am 14 and I'm going to be turning 15 next month, and obviously, I'm in the first year of high school, or Primeiro ano do ensino médio in Portuguese. This is my family. This is my mom, Beatriz, that's my dad, Robson. These are my siblings, which are younger than me, and this is my little dog, Taylor. Well, some of my hobbies include playing the piano, listening to music, reading, and painting, even though this year has become harder to do most of them because of time management, and that's something I will have to improve in the future. The first semester of 2025. I cannot start talking about what I learned in the American curriculum without first mentioning the Brazilian curriculum, which takes most part of my life. This year, we have been focused a lot on vestibulares, or in America, what they call the SATs, which is something totally different from what the American curriculum has focused on, which is really about how we're going to do on our future lives, rather on the tests that get us into college. The American curriculum. This year, it was really different from last year. On 9th grade, we had the same subjects of the Brazilian curriculum, but in English. This year, we have been focused on something that will help us life-wise. And we had to choose 2 courses per semester, without forgetting to add about the language arts class. I chose debate and career development. We have English classes 3 times a week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, each day for 90 minutes. On Mondays, I chose to do career development. I take it with Mrs. Peters, and for each subject, I chose one word that I felt really represented. For career development, it was future. The focus on this class was about what would we do after college and what careers would we follow on. And it really helped me see different potentials, not only for working early in life, like taking jobs at a coffee shop, for example, to prepare for the life ahead, but also for which course to choose and what to focus on. Career development wasn't just about a career, but understanding yourself and what would you be better on. We had different techniques, we learned different techniques to understand more about yourself, such as Ikigai, which combines what would be more helpful for the world, what do you feed more on, and it's really interesting, it's a Japanese technique. And we also had visits from various professionals, actually just one professional, which was a computer manager who lived in Canada and had traveled all around the world to places like China, which really opened our minds to, at least my mind, to the fact that you can visit the whole world and still have a successful career. And this course, inside this course, the people weren't really excited to take it. I'm going to be honest, you can see on the classes, they were really shy, but still, even with the shy shy people, Mrs. Peters managed to get us really happy about our futures and hopeful about what we're going to do in the future. On Tuesdays, I took the debate course with Ms. Carrapateira. I believe debating is not only about convincing, but also learning how to communicate your opinions in a civilized way and can help on everything in life. Everything. From managing your house and discussions with the people you live, from learning how to present your POL or your TCC in the future. And we got a lot of different themes that were really diverging. For example, we had to either defend or not defend those topics. Reality is harming society, or bad parenting is the reason for childhood obesity, investing in more space exploration is a waste of resources. These are topics that are pretty important outside school, but inside school they don't really matter. Like, why are you talking about space exploration? But it taught us that you have to be ready for everything. You have to know how to defend your interests and how to convince people what is better for them. And that's a skill that I'm going to use for the rest of my life. On Wednesdays, we had language arts with Miss Erradon, or how we call her Miss Anier. But normally, language arts is just about learning the verbs or the nouns, but I think it's much more than that. I have a really interesting thought process about English, because for me, it's always been easier to express my feelings in English, because I've been with this language for so many times. And learning how different it is from Portuguese, something that might seem normal or, oh, it doesn't really matter, but for me, I think it helps a lot in the future on how you communicate, on how you show people outside your country, and how you can explore more. And it's not only about writing, but understanding the language. And that is underrated in a lot of different ways. We have been only getting back the knowledge, like relearning things we already knew from past classes, and things maybe we didn't remember, like all the types of pronouns, the WH question words and how you can use them. And I just think that's something really, really interesting. To end my presentation, I'd like to end it actually in a hopeful notice. All I've talked about during everything, all the courses, has been on how my life will go on. And I think that's really what high school is about. This is a Taylor Swift quote. When you're 15, don't forget to look before you fall. And we have to be ready for everything, but we also can't stay locked on an idea that everything has to be perfect. Things will go wrong. Things will diverge from what we think. And for the rest of the year, I'm focused more on my life and less on what others think of me, for example. And I think the future holds something really bright, and that's something that's only the start of the beginning. I'd also like to talk a little bit about, again, the Brazilian curriculum classes, because they were really focused on us learning chemistry or physics, but my relationships with the people inside those classes really changed from last year. I used to be someone who didn't talk at all in class, and now I'm with people where I can communicate more, and that really changes everything, basically. My perspective on how will college be, or how will future workplaces be. And yes. Thank you.
a few questions?
Oh, sure.
How was creating this POL this semester? Because it's very different from last year, right?
Yeah, I think I struggled a bit more because before you get to put all your ideas organized like in text and it's easier for you to visualize. And now I try to go for something more minimalist, like with less words. And you have to think more while presenting. And so I don't know if you realize I struggled a little bit with that. But yeah, I think it was a little bit harder, but I'll manage. I think I managed.
All right, and you said that high school is not exactly how you thought it would be.
Oh no.
How's it been?
It's been interesting and really time consuming because I have to study a lot and we spend most of our time in school and we have simulado every semestre and tests every week. That's really tiring, and so it's a different experience.
Are you managing?
I am. I'm managing. I'm trying.
Good. And what are your expectations for next semester?
Next semester, I hope I'm more organized by then, more adapted, but I don't really know because I'm not sure how it works. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to.
All right, congratulations. You did a very good job. I loved your POL. It was amazing.
Thank you.
You're free to go.